Hi everyone, welcome to a very special episode of the Data Center Exchange. I'm joined by Jesse Sargent, President of Overwatch, and we're here to shine a light on PTC 24. It's a great event here in Honolulu, Hawaii. An amazing place to come to a conference and an amazing place to meet new people and speak to existing clients. But Jesse's got a number of different jobs, President of Overwatch, which is incredible. But he's also a bona fide data center influencer as well, I think. He's a co-host of his own podcast. And they're doing a little bit of things in conferences as well. But there'll be stuff in the notes of Overwatch and in the comments below. And I just think they're doing some really, really cool stuff, the way they brand themselves. And I'm just really keen to understand what Jesse's here at PTC to do and what sort of things they're getting up to. So, Jesse, thank you so much for joining us on the Data Center Exchange.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, we usually get involved in your background first and foremost, but I'm going to dive into what the people want to hear.
100%. No
that's
problem.
PTC 24 at the Moana Surfrider. How's your week been?
It's been fantastic. I mean, from getting to see everybody that you maybe haven't got to see in a little while, that the holidays just ended, so everyone's kind of had a little bit of a break. And getting back into it, this is always one of our first big events of the year, right, as it is for most people. And getting to come out here, spend time with everybody, go to dinners. But, we also like to do some fun stuff while we're out here. So it turns into a great time.
We'll come on to the fun stuff in a minute because you guys, I've always seen you guys as I said to you before off camera, you take your business incredibly seriously, but you don't take yourselves too seriously. You have a lot of fun in what you do. And that I want to come on to something you've been doing out here, which has been really cool. But before we go into that, I'm always keen to understand how other businesses prepare for these events because huge investment.
Sure.
And some people come and, I guess, wing it or do it on the fly. But how do you guys approach PTC and the work you put into it beforehand?
Yeah, it's interesting. So we've been out here before and we've done the whole deal where we've come out here and we've had our whole week planned out, meetings back to back to back. This year, we tried to do it a little bit different, right? Yeah. We had some meetings planned and everything like that. But what we've learned in our time out here over the past couple of years is there's just as much good that comes out of walking around here, right? And bumping into people and going to everybody's different happy hours. It's nice, for somebody to be able to, you come down in the morning. And if you're like me, I'm from the East Coast, right? So huge time change difference. So I'm normally waking up about 4 o'clock in the morning. So, sometimes you catch people down here early for breakfast. And, but for us, we start a couple months out really trying to nail down who's going to come out, what it is we want to do, what we look to accomplish as a company as far as business goes. But a lot of it is also, I think I was mentioning to you earlier, right? Like it's important to us to do business with people we like too. Because I think that gives you even more of a vested interest into their success, right? Just as much as ours. Yeah. And so, we line up some meetings, but we like to keep it open too, so we can do things like this.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm really, really thankful that you've joined me today.
Sure.
And in terms of when you come to these places, do you have goals that you kind of try and achieve, or you don't really think about it that seriously?
We do. I mean, we divide and conquer is what we call it, right? So I'm not the only one from Overwatch out here right now.
How many with you?
So we have 4 of us total. Okay. So there's Kirk O'Fell, our CEO, myself, Carly Warden, who's our chief of staff.
Yep.
And then we also have Rob Daly, who's our new president of our general contracting group that we just launched.
Okay, amazing. So
he's out here too.
Good contingent.
Yeah. And we, it's funny being, on the services side and now also in the general contracting world. We obviously share a lot of the same clients.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's great. We can do things together, but we also try and identify, especially with it being the beginning of the year, we try and pin down some of our bigger clients, and we want to have open conversations about how we can help them in 2024, what we could do better from the lessons learned in 23. But really, we try and identify, those clients and make sure we make time to sit down and plan for 24 with them.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't do all work out here.
Not at all.
I saw on Instagram earlier. I opened Instagram and I saw You crazy cats jumping out of a helicopter. What's that about?
We did.
Where did that start?
So it started last year. So it's a group called Trident Adventures. Check them out if you're down here in Hawaii. They're owned by a former Navy SEAL. And what he's done is kind of taken all the fun things that you do as a Navy SEAL and brought it to the civilian world, right? They're the only company in the United States that you can jump out of a helicopter into the ocean.
Yeah.
So we go out, we take a group of people out. You can choose. You can jump anywhere from about 30 to 60 feet out of the helicopter. When we were out there, the swells were about 10 feet, so you had to add some distance depending on where you hit. But yeah, we like to do fun and adventurous things like that. It's a little bit different, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know about you guys. I've ate a ton of steak dinners, and you can tell from looking at me, I love those steak dinners. But I also like to do, fun, exciting stuff. And, so we jumped in. There's a boat there waiting on us, put on scuba diving gear, go down and dive with the sea turtles and different fish. We saw an eel, an octopus.
Sharks?
No sharks.
No sharks.
Okay.
Luckily.
No sharks.
I don't know what's more scary, jumping out of the helicopter or the sharks awaiting you, but no, we're...
Yeah, for me, it was the scuba. I can
tell you
that.
Really?
Yeah. The jump was no problem. The scuba, you gotta get used to.
So what height did you go from in the end? Roughly?
I did 45 feet.
45 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone go for the 60?
They wouldn't let us go all the way to 60 yesterday because of the swells, because you get to that 70 mark and, you can hurt yourself if you land wrong.
Yeah.
But I also got, I got 4 little kids waiting on me at home, so I'm not trying to win any trophies out here.
You got nothing to prove to anyone on that.
Yeah.
And what other fun stuff have you got planned this week?
So today went golfing at the Royal Hawaiian, which
nice.
is, if you haven't been out there, probably the hardest course I've ever played.
Really?
But the most beautiful course I've ever played.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you're playing golf in the middle of Jurassic Park. It's pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Care to share what you shot today at all? Or?
I'm going to be honest with you. You kind of stop counting after a box or two, what I mean?
Yeah, I know that feeling all too well.
Yeah. I don't claim to be the best golfer.
Yeah.
Then, outside of that, had some really good dinners. Got to spend some time with some good people and probably wrap up tomorrow. We're going to go actually tour where they filmed Jurassic Park.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that'll be pretty cool. And then I'm going to hit Pearl Harbor on my way out, pay my respects, and head back mainland.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor we're definitely going to do. We didn't do it last year, but it's just something you got to do. It's just so important to modern history, wasn't it? And
everything. It is. It's a very humbling place to go, and you think about it. Aside from 9/11, it's really the only other time there's been a coordinated attack on the United States, and there's a ton of history there, and greatest generation, right? So I like to go and check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, going back to PTC, you guys are involved in your own sort of conferences, which we'll come on to a little bit later. But what do you think makes this place? I think this is special. It's got a different feeling to the other conferences I've been to. Might be the backdrop, it might be the all the great things Hawaii's got to offer. But what are your thoughts on PTC?
I think a couple things. One, obviously, yes, the scenery is amazing. There's great food. Obviously, the people are great. I think another thing that's unique about PTC, and we kind of touched on this earlier, right? It is a big investment. To come out here. It's everyone knows what the economy is like today. It's not cheap to travel far, and I think one good thing about PTC is you get a lot of the decision makers out here. You know what I mean? And it's an opportunity where their guard's down a little bit. Some of them have their family out here. And it's a chance to really connect on what 2024 looks like with the people that are, going to rely on you if you're providing a service. So I think that's one thing that really stands out about this event is you can really get down to the nitty gritty with the people who make the decision.
Yeah. And what does 2024 look like for you? What's the general landscape from what you've been hearing within the for Overwatch, but also the wider industry?
I will tell you, I think that with AI and autonomous vehicles and, you name it, we're getting ready to have the data center gold rush.
Yeah.
And, if you think back to the original gold rush, the people that made a fortune and made the biggest difference were the ones that sold picks and axes, right?
Yeah.
And our industry, in my opinion, the exponential threat to our industry is labor, and it's having the people in the space that are going to be able to deliver the technologies that we have a big responsibility, right? There's a lot going on. The world's going to change exponentially the more AI advances and more computing advances. And I think that 2024 will kind of be a year that everyone looks back and says, that's the year it changed. That's the year a lot of things changed.
Yeah, absolutely. And with what you said, staffing is so important to the future of many businesses, from the hyperscalers to people subcontracted or whatever role that they play in the industry. Staffing is one of the top 2-3 concerns of everyone here this week.
100%.
What we've been hearing. That's why we're here, I guess. But
I couldn't agree more.
But you're talk to me about your involvement in the conference, because you guys actually have started your own conference, I believe. Year 2. How did it not? Tell us about that, because that's cool.
Yeah. So we have DCAC. So it's a data center anti-conference. It's a conference we host every year in Austin, Texas. We typically like to host it there at Austin City Limits. It's a great venue that allows you to kind of have the best of both worlds at the same time, right? So we have the quiet inside where you're able to have great, insightful panels, and then you have the outside where you can step out and have a drink and have a conversation about work or the topic that's happening inside. It gives everybody a chance to really connect. We've been super fortunate year over year. We've broken our attendance records this year. This year is the 5th industrial revolution. So it's really going to be about how we can help, release emerging technologies that, let's face it, they're going to become harmonious with our day-to-day life, whether it's wearable tech, AI. It's kind of some futuristic stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And so this year, that's what DCAC is going to be about.
And it's really well attended. Like you have some really great and the good come to that as well, don't you? I've seen some of the attendee lists.
Yeah. It's we have tons of owner operators. We have a lot of the hyperscale end users that come, and we're very blessed that a lot of them want to share what they're doing in the year and what's important to them, and kind of what they're focusing their efforts and their technology on. Is it's a great conference that you get a lot of insight from.
Yeah, no, excellent. Sounds good. And what have you got planned for the rest of the trip, Jesse?
So for the rest of the trip here, I'm going to be meeting with some clients and friends, and that's the great thing about our industry, right? It's so small. A lot of these people aren't just my clients; they're my friends, and I've had the distinct pleasure to work with them, across the years, and at multiple different organizations. And now, we're working to help people fill their labor needs and help deliver emerging tech. But as far as the rest of the time here, I'm going to spend it with friends and clients, and I'm going to go do some fun stuff like go tour the Jurassic Park site, and it'll be a good time.
That sounds good. I can't let you leave without asking about your own podcast.
Sure. Yeah.
It's got to be up there with top 1, 2 podcasts in the data center world.
I appreciate it.
I aspire to be like that. I also aspire to have your setup because it looks incredible. The set that you have, the outside, all the rigs, it's great. How did it start? And you've done nearly 80 episodes now, so it's a real serious thing for you guys.
It is. So, we started that podcast, if I really had to boil it down to one thing, to try and inspire people, right? Inspire them with new technology, inspire people to want to get into this industry, right? I mean, the great thing about this industry is we are very welcoming, we are very open-minded, we want new ideas, we want new individuals, and we hope that our podcast is a branch for people to hear what's happening, understand, our industry a little bit, kind of get to, a lot of the people we have on the podcast are a lot of people that we see walking around here, and not everybody always gets a chance to engage with those people. And having the opportunity to talk to them a little bit personally and kind of understand what they do from a day-to-day perspective, I think it inspires other people to want to reach out and understand our industry and get involved with these different technologies. And that's what we're all going to have to do collectively to be able to meet the demands that we're going to have. And like I said, I think we have a great responsibility to make sure we do that.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And I think the industry is quite a serious industry. And I think what you guys are doing from outside of looking in is just bringing it to life.
Yeah,
making it almost more accessible and doing it with a smile on your face and loads of energy, and it's super cool. And you got that sort of military connection throughout the business as well, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
Which is, I know is important to you guys.
It is. It's super important to us. We're a service disabled veteran small business. Kirk and Anthony and myself, the three founders of Overwatch, we're all three service disabled vets, and today we're about 43% veteran, which I wish it could be 100, but we're doing everything we can to pull as many vets as we can into this space. And I think our industry is heavily focused on Power Gen Pro guys, Navy nukes, and those guys do phenomenal.
Yeah.
We've kind of also tapped into combat arms a little bit, and these guys make great project managers. Because you're talking about guys that are used to being stressed to the max, right? They're mission critical, and their downtime was measured in fatality, right? Yeah. So they're used to the intense situations, and they're ready to get after it. And we found that if you give them a purpose and a mission, they're sponges, man. They're willing to learn. I mean, I'm an old bullet sponge myself. So it's a great industry that welcomes all kinds. And, with how many vets we have getting out each year and kind of their outlook in the job market, I think that we have a real opportunity to make a big difference in that community.
Yeah, you clearly are making a big difference in those communities. And the sun has set.
Yeah.
We're losing light. But Jesse, I just wanted to say, thank you so much. You've probably got a ton of people that are waiting to speak to you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your trip and safe travels back to your family.
Hey, I look forward to it. I hope you guys have a safe trip back. And listen, we're thinking about bringing DCAC over to London and giving a shot over in Europe. So we'll see. Maybe we'll see that in 2024.
I heard that. I did hear a rumor, not from an Overwatch person. So that is spreading around. That's really cool.
Yeah. So maybe we can
this year
over there again. We're gonna see what we can do.
Oh wow! Is that a scoop? Is that sort of?
It's a scoop.
It's a breaking news. We need a little breaking news ticket out at the bottom. But Jesse, thanks so much for coming on the Data Center Exchange. And guys, thanks for listening or watching here from Hawaii. And I definitely think we'll be back for PTC 25. Looking forward to that already. But until next time, thanks so much for listening and watching.